Hello everyone, it's Kata Adenka here again. In today's video, I'm going to be showing us how to identify potential cons to trade on a daily basis. I feel that this tutorial is very necessary and essential for all those that are trading cryptocurrency. When I started that, I got stuck at this point in the sense that I actually belong to a group where people post signals. Some just go there to practically post profit. Let me put it that way, to post their profits. And on a good day, we all pick up trades, different trades, in fact, and I end up seeing my trades going to losses, and these people keep making money. So at first, I thought, what could be the problem? Because I'm a thinker, I think around the problem and try to get a solution for it. So I went online, started looking for courses, trying to look for information, something to justify the reason why I am making losses. I noticed that there were a pattern in the profit that these people were posting on the groups on a daily basis. They were only posting certain different coins. Like these coins had a pattern, like they look the same, they look similar. And I was like, how do these people even identify a coin to trade on a daily basis? Because at that point I was focusing on the BTC USDT and the likes, and I noticed that the BTC USDT was just getting me in shit, in a lot of mess, because I felt that okay, it is overall is the head crypto for now. So I thought that okay, since it affected the pattern behavior of other cryptocurrencies, why bother trading other cryptocurrencies? Just trade only BTC. That was my strategy. But BTC was just really hitting me hard, guys. It was really hitting me hard below. So after thinking of that, I had to start asking questions on the group, but I didn't really get in. People like to keep their trade secrets to themselves. I wouldn't know, they might not even be informed of this. So I decided to burn out time looking for information, and I found that several traders around the world have a similar trading pattern. And the idea about trading is that you want to be where the money is, you want to be where the people is. Okay, if let's say about 80% of the people in the world now right now that trade cryptocurrency decide to trade the Bitcoin today, okay, that would have a massive effect, a massive impact on the price of Bitcoin. Whether they try to trade it up or to trade it down, okay, it will just work to their favor. Okay, hence the principle of demand and supply covers for all that. So I noticed that a lot of people follow a particular pattern in their day-to-day trade, entry and exit. The first things most of these people do is that they naturally go to CoinMarketCap or like Paprika, which I prefer by the way, to check for the volatility of coins. They go through to a site like you can just go to uh Paprika, because that's what I'll be using for the tutorial, or CoinMarketCap. So they'll just go there. Okay, you can easily edit the filters, okay, to switch on this. I'll come back to that right away. But what they actually do is they come and they look for the top gainers and the top losers of the previous day, hence the 24-hour. Okay, you can just flip this up and get something going on for you. So that's what they do. So once they identify, like for instance now PVU, okay, it was the greatest loser of say yesterday, top ranking. It lost about 23.62%, and presently an hour ago it has lost minus 4.92%, 98%. Now, what traders like this do after identifying such causes like this, they go to the chart and read the trend of the crypto, okay, and try to find an entry, okay, or they could just scroll down and look for the highest gainer of the previous day, okay. If you're looking at this is a polymath which had 149.34. Now the idea behind these top gainers and top losers is that everybody is congregating at that point, because everybody feel that okay, this one has pumped up to, let's say FTM now, it pumped 31.42% yesterday. So many people will believe that the pump has just started. And there's a way most traders trade. I don't actually trade that. There are so many traders that want to just see a coin pumping up. Okay, they don't wait for the candle to end, maybe after an hour or this thing to confirm the idea. Everybody will just be jumping in, scalping. Let me use that word, scalping. So traders like this, when they see things like this, this coin pumped yesterday, so there's a chance that it will still continue pumping what today. That is what they do. So imagine if all of us have this mindset, that we all come here with this mindset and pick up these trades and go there and look for a what? For an entry. So virtually everybody is congregated at the same point. You take a trade at the same time. Hence, the volatility of that trade is about 50, let's say 50, 70% assured. Now, this is not the only thing we look out for in these places. But first of all, I have to point out that it's not necessarily you go for the top ranking, top pumped coin of the previous day, or top loser for the previous day. Okay, like Polymath, I don't think you can trade this on Binance futures. So you can't trade this on Binance futures, but you can look for other exchanges where you can trade. Maybe FTS has it, or uh, KuCoin and the likes. So FTM is tradable. I actually took a trade with this yesterday and made profit. Storage presently now on the chart, storage is actually looking good for a buy in. Okay, and a lot. So some people said their percentage 24-hour change on a tag. Some people say anything around five upward. Okay, I'll go with five upward for the day. Some take four upward. Some say them that has to be 10 upward. Okay, that's the chart they will be monitoring. It's not necessary that when you get to the chart has is properly set at a resistance level for you to buy in, for at a resistance level for you to sell, or at a support level for you to buy in. Okay, you might just have to wait few hours for it to reverse and give you a perfect entry. I just wish you understand what I am saying, because it really feels weird. So what are the things to consider when you come to Caprica? First, you want to use the filter feature to filter out, because we can't just deal with all the information on here. There's thousands and lots of coins right now, especially now that anyone can just so easily create their own coin and get them listed on sites such as this. So you don't need to open an account, but sure, to compliment them for a job well done, providing us with this free information, or two, like as I would call it. Just sign up. You know, it helps. So you could just come here. Okay, these are tags like what kind of coins do you want to see? Are there DeFi, ETH tokens, smart contracts, and the likes? So everybody just go with all. So yeah, this is the price. Okay, what are you looking out for? Okay, some people say that it's best to go for cryptocurrencies that are between $1 to $100. Some people say $1 to $50. Now those coins have the potential of giving you a lot of percentage increase profit, so to say, and all that. So I usually just work with 1 to 100, because that's the least filter. See, we have 0.01 to 0.01, 0.01 to 1, 1 to 100, and just $100 plus, which is just 28 of them. And Solana just joined this particular batch. Congratulations to all the Solana holders. I'm sure you're in money now. So I just go with 1 to 100, okay, because I want to look for coins that people can bag more of it and people can buy it, because volatility doesn't really doesn't really come from future traders alone. Okay, it also comes from the holders. Okay, and most holders in the world today are middle class income earners, and they can't really afford the whole Bitcoin now, and people like to see quantity rather than value these days. So someone, rather than buying 0.01 Bitcoin, we prefer to buy about 30 million Shiba Inu. You see, it's just our your human psychological mentality. Don't mind me now. So rather go with $1 to $100. Then yeah, this is the volume, and which is very very important. Okay, now you would like to trade something that has a very high volume. Okay, say some people say 10 million and above. Like me, I work with 10 million plus, and that is the highest they have in the category. Some people say they look out for cryptocurrencies that are 50 million upward in their 24-hour volume. Take note, it's a 24-hour volume we are working out here. The 7 day is not really a thing, but 24-hour volume. So people want that, because that volume means that there are more people on that coin. Their trading is coming in, demand and supply is going on, all those kind of stuff. I don't want to speak grammar. So after doing that, you could come here, even specify the market cap. Okay, you could just put it at 1 billion plus market cap. Okay, which is really really high. Put it at 100 million, 10 million, up to 100 million market cap, and but I just go with all of them. Just go with all of them. I'm not really focused on the market cap now. I'm more interested in the volume, the 24-hour change, and the 1 hour change. Alright. So in picking a coin to trade, like the coin I picked this morning, I wanted to make this video earlier, but then the took we had a power surge, so we didn't have light. Just restored it. So I took EOS today. I actually saw the opportunity for EOS and wanted to take it. So before the whole live thing happened. So looking at EOS now is around 6% 24-hour increase. And at the time I saw it this morning, the 1 hour change was in red. That is giving me an idea that okay, this market is possibly in a retracement now to the downside. Okay, maybe there's an opportunity for me to buy, and there was, and presently now EOS has gone way up above getting to my target profit, which I set at this blue line. And all those that took this trade with me or didn't and all that would be in money right now about 40 to 70 something percent increase. I can't really remember now. I did the calculation back then. So that's just all about it. But now let's look for a typical example that applies to our time frame right now and right here. So I have on file. So I don't think that is tradable. STS is tradable. STZ. So let's have a look at STZ now. But I have something in mind we could trade, but this was my yesterday's trade and it just performed brilliantly. You know, one thing is to know how to trade, another thing is to know what to trade. Okay, that's how to put it. So STZ, we can trade STZ. STZ is one of my favorites because actually uh, one of the first cryptos I traded after discovering this strategy, and this is taking me a lot of time. And okay, you see, it is pumping already. Okay, irrespective of the fact that on paprika it is showing a 0.87 increase. So that's why I say it's good for you to just look for a negative. Okay, it's likely to be in what's it called, a retracement now. But then again, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't mean you cannot take STZ. You could just tag it and jot it down. I usually jot it down, you know, that STZ a potential buy in few hours. What do I mean by this? Let's go back to the chart. Now, looking at this structure already, okay, without enlarging this screen, I could tell that there's a trade opportunity there. Now, some traders will just enter the trend right now, but you know, if you know anything about trading, that for buy, for a long, you enter at a support, and for sell, you enter at a resistance. All these rules are kept there to help you to not lose your money. Okay, because the way the market works is that it takes money from those that are impatient and give it to the patient. So right now, what I notice here is that okay, the market is in an uptrend, so I should be looking for a buy opportunity. Please, yeah, you could see my previous video on how to trade the cryptocurrency market using my strategy. So I won't be talking much about strategy today, but we're focusing on how to use paprika for entries and all that. So we're obviously in an uptrend, but we had a temporal downtrend right around here. Let me move this right around here. Temporal downtrend, the downtrend became a ranging market for a few days and now it's breaking out of that ranging state. So what I would naturally expect it to do, like I explained in my previous video, which you can check, I'll try to drop the link in the description. So is for the trade to break this particular place, because I could see about 2 or 3 series of retested resistance around here, and the market just literally broke out. Okay, so I expect it to go up on the 1 hour time frame and pull back in, and this particular horizontal line maybe with an indication of an hammerhead or an engulfer. Like I said, you have to watch my previous video. I explained all of this there. So you see, that's how I pick trades. Okay, and someone else, a lot of people too who use this strategy would have seen this and they will just be waiting. Okay, and like I said, trading strategy, it's not about how many trades you take per day, it's about being smart. Okay, I see a lot of people, okay, they just want to make all the money in one day. That's why most people lose money. Okay, uh you want to be able to just pick up a trade, maximize your position, be sure that that trade is going to go well. Okay, if you want to do a little bit of diversification, take two trades at a time. Okay, if this doesn't work out, this should work out. That is enough. But taking, like, I've seen people make losses and they took like 7, 10 different pairs of trade all at once. Okay, you have to look for the best ideal place to be. So right now, I know that most people who are smart won't be here. Their money won't be here now. Okay, they would have been here, but now they will be cashing out somewhere around there because they know that the market should surely retrace back into this particular area. So you have to be able to visualize what other people are thinking, irrespective of whether you know them or not. So let's look for something that is more specific. So we have US. So STZ, INJ, EOS. We have band. Band really played out well yesterday. Same thing applies to RLC, Storch. Just to save time on the video, let's go with Storch because I've been monitoring this market since morning. Okay, Storch has had a 0.29% increase. That is just started rising, and its overall rising was 12.48%. What's its market cap? What's its market cap? Over 81 million, and that is very good by me. Now, another thing you could do is just to check, click on the coin. Okay, the reason why you're clicking on the coin, you are trying to make sure that the project isn't dead. Like if you go on CoinCoin and go on CoinMarketCap, you find a lot of cryptocurrencies there that are dead. Like the project is literally dead. The team aren't doing anything. They have not posted in months, in years. And all. So imagine you getting in on such streets. Most people won't be there with you. You'll just be there on your own. And that would be good for business. Okay, Storage News. There's a live stream from Crypto Mood. Okay, activities on Twitter as at April. Let's see, I think they have some Reddit posts. Okay, so you can see that storage is actually working. They're still pretty much alive. They are not dead. Okay, still pretty much alive. Came out 5 years ago. So you got pretty much all the information you need. Now you go to the chart to look for setup. Buy setup. So this is the storage price chart. Okay, I don't want all this to interfere, but if you want me to explain it, please comment section. I'll teach you how I use that for my M3s. Okay, practically now we can see our storage is in an uptrend. We had a little bit of resistance, probably as a result of this point. I could say storage broke out and maybe wanted to retest that particular high. Okay, probably wanted to retest it. But then to be sure, I'm going to draw an horizontal line to see if it's not retesting a high somewhere else. Okay, okay. Actually, when trading, I like to, when I see in an uptrend and the market just rejects a particular point, I like to look for a reason why it rejected, and I like to know where it's headed. Okay, those are two very important things to me. Okay, doesn't seem to. Hmm. So looking at this, it has rejected this particular peak. Okay, this peak, this is a 4 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time, this peak would be major, very, very major resistance. But so after getting it, you had to reject it. And after rejecting it, it supposedly will want to come back and retest the previous high which it broke, which is this particular high, right? Okay, so let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. So we are here on the 1 hour time frame. So like I say, uptrend, 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 higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Not really an high. See, sometimes the market just changes pattern in between. And we're going higher, higher, low. Then yes, as if it forms a different trend altogether from this point to this point, from this point to this point. So it will actually focus higher, 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 low, higher, higher, low, higher, higher, low, higher, higher, low. Then you had a mini downtrend back into, where you came back here, it came back into the 4 hour trend line. I don't need to draw that, I just know it. Okay, I'm just trying to give you tips in between what I'm going to take you. Then continue to go high, high, high. So from this point to this point, this is a 1 hour chart. Okay, that's why it wasn't the blue line just cutting across. The blue line is my 50 moving average, which shows you uh where the support of a market should be. So this was a temporal, then it came back into the 4 hour trend line without going up and all that, and it came 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 and it came. So it left off here. This is the 4 hour trend line. It left off here, left off here, left off here, and obviously made an high above this point, but hasn't quite made one above this. Yeah, and this market is tricky because this spike here is really, really making it difficult. Okay, naturally, I see an opportunity for a trade here, but which isn't ready. Okay, because this is an engulfer, it totally engulfed this. Most people would have put their money to buy it there. But I think the reason why the market is not actually moving at the speed it's supposed to move is that naturally at this point it should be retracing back into the 4 hour trend line. Okay, it should be retracing back into the 4 hour trend line. But I assume it wasn't, okay, like it wasn't at that point. The idea of IRLO is for you to know the market structure and to know when it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, you're supposed to know when the market is supposed to do what it has to do. Okay, because looking at that chart without me having to do anything, this all these drawings I'm doing right now just for confirmation. I can tell that no, this market has gone way up. Okay, it has to retrace. And that's what virtually everybody else is thinking. That's what I'm telling you about the market. Other people like me all over the world, irrespective of where we are, where we live, our nation, and all that, they are all seeing this. They're like, no, this has gone way up. Okay, it's about time it comes down. Okay, I'm always having issues with this too. I don't know, it just has its own mind. Let me try that again. Excuse me. Bear with me, please. Okay, I will just have to do this then. It always gives me issue. I don't know, maybe because we are on Binance, we are using TradingView on Binance. Sometimes it just works and sometimes it doesn't. But not to worry, I will just go with the trend line. Now, what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to get why the market is retracing back heavily. Okay, although I'm telling you that at this point the market should be retracing. Now, after drawing the line, the tool I was supposed to use was a parallel line to adjust where the market should get to before it starts to retrace. And now, by just using a trend line, okay, to identify the peaks above, the resistance points above. Now, you can't draw it. You can't draw the trend line up to this point. That would be an irrelevant trend line, okay, because this place just really ended not as a candle but as a wick, okay. Not that it really matters, but then if the levels have to adjoin with the first two or the first three, that's another lesson for another day. So now, you see, without me drawing anything, without me doing, I could tell the reason why the market is retracing now at a heavy rate. Okay. Now it is possible that the market will go up because the market has its own mind, doesn't really follow any pattern, and that is why it is always advised that if you're in an uptrend, look for a buy opportunity. If you're in a downtrend, look for a sell opportunity. Okay, selling this market now could be fine, could be great. It has a lot of selling pressure because the engulfer that is forming is really, really heavy. Okay, so but where will it get to? that is what we cannot really say because there are lots of resistance on the way. There's a 21-hour moving average which also serves as a trend line. There's this guy, the 50 EMA, which serves as the main trend line. There's a 100 moving average and the 200 moving average. So it could stop anywhere at any time. If you're taking this trade right now as a sell now, not as a buy, I could wait for it to break down around where the crosshair is and pull back into it, then probably sell it into this second trend line. But then we are hoping to get a buy opportunity from this, which obviously doesn't exist. So I'm not the guy that usually I don't go with counter trends. I like looking for trades that are in vogue. Okay, so I won't be taking that trade right now. But I'm sure from the little explanation I've done, you have gotten the idea. But there's a particular trade I've been hanging on to for a while now. Excuse me. Where could it be? Where could it? Okay, I think I messed it up. Wow, look at that! Look at what STZ is doing. Could you see that? I told you it was going to retrace back to that line, and it's already playing out. But I won't take this retracement because your retracement has to be in the color of the trend. It should be okay. I would have expected a red candle down here, then maybe two more or three more, and a green candle. But then let's look for another trade. So the FTM performed perfectly. Yes, as you can see, it performed around 27.16% as at yesterday's trade, which I also took. Okay, as at yesterday's trade, which I also took. And if we go to Caprica, okay, we could just search. Those are one of my favorite coin, by the way. We'll search for FTM. So instead of going back to the charts to look for it and all that. Just search it here and you still get the details on there. The 24-hour change was 26.96. 1 hour change is this. To scroll down, you should see the volume. 24-hour volume over 800 million circulating supply and all that. So we got all the checks we need to go for this trade. Okay, so we have to check if there have been activities by the team. Okay, 3 days ago they posted on Medium. There have a lot of events. Okay, those are past events. Week of August 30th. Reddit is active. Twitter active. They quoted as at yesterday. So we go right back to the chart and look for an opportunity. First, you determine the trend of the market, which is very, very important now. So let me clear up all of that. Wow, 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 wow. Looking at this trade right now, I see a pattern here. Okay, we could be in for a major retracement, folks. We could be in for a major retracement, folks. But then, like I said, I have to determine why the market is coming down. Okay, why is it retracing at that particular point? Okay, wow. I think this is the all-time high. This particular market, this is all-time high, bro. This is the all-time high. There is no previous or present resistance above. Wow, that's. Oh, I should check the 1 day. I think FCM has been around for a while now, so should have a previous high that I can work with. And it doesn't. So go back to the 4 hour. The trend is obviously an uptrend, but then all of this doesn't concern you any longer. It has broken past all of that. It has broken past all of that. So looking at this, you begin to wonder how do I trend draw my trend line in a market such as this? That would be ridiculous. Okay, you can't just draw a trend line from here to here and expect it to curve. Okay, it's not flexible as the moving averages are. So that's why I use the moving averages. So the first thing for us to notice is that this retracement is likely to be a retracement into the 4 hour trend line. Okay, because uh it has gone way above the previous high, which is this guy. It has gone way above it. And it's high time it comes down to rest. That is what is expected of the market, but it might do something else. Is your risk. So what I would do in this market is what I explained in touch. Okay, I'm going to wait. All right, I'm going to wait because at some point between this point to this particular point right now, this particular area, which is a previous what resistance, where resistance becomes support, and it's not only holding for this guy here, it's holding for this other guy, for this other peak. Can you see? That's the last previous all-time high. So it's likely to come back there. And for it to come back there, it might likely have like about a day mini downtrend on the 1 day. Something like this. Something like this. Okay, it won't look this neat. It will have resistance where you can enter and sell. And by my strategy, the 21 moving average is cutting across the support areas. So I will draw my trend line to fit with this 21 moving average here. Is that even orange? I don't even know what that color is. So I'm going to draw that this way. Try to make it fit into 21 moving average. See? Something like that. I'll try as much as possible to make it cut across a lot of uh, support so that it will look original, not just fantasy. So see, cuts through this, cuts through this, cuts through this, cuts through that. I should probably delete that, right? Those were for previous trades, sorry. So we are hoping that this market will come down into this particular session. We set this trend line before it starts going back down, but we can't wait for that, which might take a day, 2 days, and all that. The same thing applies to touch, by the way. So what I'm going to wait for is probably for the market to pull back at some point, and that's likely to happen right about now. Why do I know? It has broken the 8 moving average, so I expect it to pull back into the 8 moving average and start coming down. The first target profit will be around there, a previous support. This support area that looks irrelevant in the 1 hour will look very major in the 15 moving average. Then I expect it to come down, and this support confirms the 21 EMA on the 1 hour. So that's a lot of support. Okay, so when it comes down to this area, I would expect it to break that and repeat the same process with this guy eventually resting in this particular area. So what I would do if I want to take this trade is what I just explained to you. But to be on the safer side, I will go back to crpytocurrency and look for coin that fits into a perfect time for me to what to enter, because anything can happen. This market can just decide to shoot up because the original trend is a what is an uptrend. So a counter trend is very, very risky compared to a normal trend. But since we couldn't find time within the time frame of this video, I would have to stop here. I apologize for that. I was hoping I was going to get a particular coin that fit into this structure, and obviously when I did, uh, we had power issues, so I couldn't work with that. So thank you for watching today's video. Please do well to like, subscribe, please comment. Okay, give me suggestions. What do you want me to talk about? Okay, is there any problem with the videos? Are they too long? You could let me know, and I'll try as much as possible to adjust to them all. So you could also watch out for my setup for this trade and for storage, especially this one. Okay, and give me feedback on it on the comment section. Thank you.